Welcome back, family. If you're new, I am Mr. Daniel, and I tell stories here. Make yourself at home, and let's begin.
Leave me alone!
Let's get out of here before they see us. Ma'am, is it true?
Answer us. I have nothing to say.
Just one comment.
No comment.
My babies, I miss this, ma'am. My goodness.
I will give you something to nab her. Don't worry.
All right, I'm counting on it.
The brownstone shakes with the sound of fists pounding on the front door. Grayson jolts awake on the couch, morning light barely filtering through the curtains. His phone shows 6:47 a.m. The pounding continues, urgent and relentless. Denise appears in the hallway, a baseball bat in her hands. "Stay back." She moves toward the door, peers through the peephole. Her body goes rigid. "It's not your mother." Her voice carries a different kind of tension. "It's worse." She opens the door. A wall of camera flashes explodes into the brownstone. Reporters surge forward, microphones thrust like weapons, voices shouting over each other in a chaos of questions. "Mr. Mercer, is it true you abandoned your wedding for your ex-wife? Shanice, did you fake the pregnancy emergency? Are the twins really his? Is it true you're being investigated for extortion?" Denise slams the door shut, throws her body against it as the pounding resumes from outside. "How did they find us?" Grayson's mind races. "No one knew we were here." Someone talked. Malcolm emerges from the back bedroom, already dressed, his face grim. Someone always talks when enough money is involved. Shanice appears in the hallway, Viola cradled against her chest, her eyes wide with fear. "The twins, they can't see the twins." "They won't." Grayson moves toward her. "We'll figure this out." His phone buzzes, Sterling's name. "Tell me you're watching the news." "I'm living it. They're outside the brownstone." "That's not all." Sterling's voice is tight. "Your mother filed an emergency custody petition at 6 this morning. She's claiming you're mentally unstable and that Shanice poses a danger to the children. There's a hearing scheduled for tomorrow." The floor drops beneath Grayson's feet. "She can't do that. She has no standing. She's claiming grandparent rights, and she's got 3 psychiatrists ready to testify that your behavior at the wedding demonstrated acute psychological distress." Sterling pauses. "She's also got Penelope. They're doing interviews together, playing the concerned family angle." Through the window, Grayson sees more news vans arriving. The street is becoming a circus. "What about Vivian, the meeting?" "Still on for noon. But Gray, you're going to have to get out of that building without being seen. And right now, that looks impossible." Grayson hangs up. Shanice stands in the middle of the living room, rocking Viola gently, her face a mask of controlled terror. "She's trying to take them. She's actually trying to take our children. She won't succeed." "You don't know that." Her voice cracks. "You don't know what she's capable of. I do. I've seen it." "Then help me stop her." Their eyes meet across the chaos of the morning. Outside, reporters shout questions. Inside, their children sleep, unaware that their grandmother is weaponizing the legal system against them. Malcolm steps forward. There's a back entrance, through the basement, leads to an alley that connects to the next street over. If we time it right, you can get out without being seen. "And go where?" Denise demands. "Every hotel in the city will have her people watching. Every friend, every contact, every safe house." "The coffee shop." Grayson's mind sharpens. "We make the meeting with Vivian. We give her everything we have, and we get our story out before my mother can bury it." "That's your plan. Talk to a reporter while your mother files for custody of your children." "The custody petition is leverage. She doesn't actually want the twins. She wants me to back down, to come home, to fall in line." Grayson's jaw sets. If we go public with what we know, if we expose her before she can control the narrative, the custody petition becomes worthless. No judge will award children to a woman under federal investigation. Shanna studies him. You're gambling with our Bobby's lives. I'm fighting for their lives. There's a difference. The pounding on the door intensifies. Someone shouts that they have a right to ask questions. Someone else threatens to call the police. We need to move. Malcolm checks his watch. Now, before they figure out there's another exit. Denise grabs her keys. I'll drive. My car is parked on the next block. They won't recognize it. The twins. Stay here with me. Denise cuts off Shanice's protest. Those Bobbies don't need to be anywhere near this mess. You go, do what needs to be done. I'll protect them with my life. Shanice hesitates. Every maternal instinct screams against leaving her children. But she looks at Grayson, at the determination in his eyes, at the man who ran from his own wedding to be at her side. If anything happens to them, nothing will happen. Denise's voice is iron. I've faced worse than rich white women with lawyers. Now go. The basement stairs creak beneath their feet. The alley smells like garbage and rain. The morning sun cuts sharp between buildings as they emerge onto a street that doesn't yet know their faces. Malcolm's sister's car waits at the corner, old, unassuming, invisible. They climb in. Denise pulls away from the curb. Behind them, the media circus continues, unaware that their targets have already slipped through their fingers. But Grayson knows this is only the beginning. His mother has made her move. Now it's time to make his. His phone buzzes again. A text from an unknown number. He opens it. A photograph of the brownstone taken from across the street, the media vans visible, the front door where Denise slammed it shut. And beneath the image, a message in his mother's voice. Running won't save you, darling. Nothing will. Come home before this gets worse. You have until noon. He shows the phone to Shanice. Her face hardens. Then we better make noon count. Have you ever had someone use the system against you? Use lawyers and money and power to try to take what matters most. That's what Eugenia Mercer is doing right now. She's not fighting fair. She never has. But Grayson and Shanice aren't running anymore. They're fighting back. If you've ever faced a bully with more resources than you, you know how this feels. Comment below and tell me what you do. Because this story is about to explode, and I need to know you're still with me. The Brooklyn coffee shop smells like espresso and old books. Vivian Acaffer sits in the back corner, her natural hair cropped close to her scalp, her dark eyes sharp behind wire-rimmed glasses. A digital recorder rests on the table beside a stack of manila folders thick with documents. She doesn't stand when Grayson and Shanice approach, just watches them with the measured assessment of a woman who has learned to trust no one. Sit. They sit. Before we begin, I need you to understand something. Vivian's voice is low, controlled, carrying the weight of old grief. My sister died investigating your family. The official report said single-car accident. No witnesses. Clean toxicology. She leans forward. But Amara was the most careful driver I ever knew. She didn't drink, didn't do drugs, and she called me the night before she died, terrified, saying she'd found something that would bring down the entire Mercer empire. Her eyes bore into Grayson's. So you'll forgive me if I'm not immediately trusting of a Mercer who suddenly wants to expose his own mother. I understand. Do you? Vivian's voice sharpens. Because from where I'm sitting, this could be another trap, another way to identify who's investigating and eliminate them before they get too close. Shanice reaches into her bag, pulls out a flash drive. This is everything I have. Financial records, offshore accounts, payments to a pharmaceutical company that specializes in compounds that can induce cardiac arrest, and the largest payment was made 3 days before Theodore Mercer's death. She slides the drive across the table. I found this while I was still married to Grayson. When I confronted his mother about it, she threatened to destroy me. 2 weeks later, fabricated evidence of an affair appeared, and my marriage was over. Vivian takes the drive, turns it over in her fingers. And you, she looks at Grayson. What's your angle, revenge, guilt, some kind of inheritance play? My mother killed my father. The words come out flat, final. She admitted it to my face 2 days ago, said he was weak, said she did what needed to be done. And you have that recorded. No. Vivian's eyebrow rises. But I have corroborating evidence. Grayson pulls out his own folder, Sterling's discoveries, bank records, transaction histories, and I have a witness who can testify that my mother offered him $200,000 to confirm an affair that never happened. He refused. She found someone else. Malcolm Jeffries. You know him. I know everyone connected to your family's mess. Vivian opens the folder, scans the documents. Her expression remains neutral, but something flickers in her eyes. This is substantial. More than Amara ever got her hands on. Then run it. It's not that simple. She closes the folder. Your mother has friends at every major outlet, editors who owe her favors, publishers who vacation at her estate. I've had 3 stories killed in the last 5 years because someone made a phone call. The New York Times has shareholders who golf with your mother's lawyers. Vivian's voice carries frustration. This isn't about finding evidence, Mr. Mercer. We have evidence. This is about finding a window where the story can go live before someone shuts it down. Shanice leans forward. Then we create a window. Both Vivian and Grayson turn to her. Right now, every camera in the city is pointed at that brownstone in Harlem. Every news outlet is running the story of the billionaire who left his wedding. Eugenia has the narrative, but she doesn't have the attention. Her eyes sharpen. What if we flip it? What if I walk out there and give them something bigger than a scandal? What if I tell them about the murder, about the cover-up, about everything? You'd be exposing yourself to defamation suits. Worse. I'd be telling the truth. Shanice's voice doesn't waver. And once it's out there, once it's on every channel and every website, your story becomes corroboration, not accusation. She can't kill what's already everywhere. Vivian studies her for a long moment. You're braver than I expected. I'm a mother protecting her children. There's nothing braver than that. The coffee shop hums around them. Ordinary people living ordinary lives, unaware that 3 people in the corner are planning to bring down an empire. Vivian makes a decision. I need 4 hours to verify what I can, to line up my editor, to make sure this goes live the moment you go public. We have until noon. That's when Eugenia's ultimatum expires. Then we work fast. Vivian stands, gathers her materials. Go back to that brownstone, face those cameras, and when you're ready, call me. I'll be watching. The moment you start talking, my story goes up. She pauses at the door. And Mr. Mercer, if this is a trap, if you're playing some game I don't understand, I'll make sure the world knows. Your mother isn't the only one who can destroy a reputation. She's gone before he can respond. Shanice exhales slowly. This is actually happening. Are you sure about going public? No, she meets his eyes. But I'm sure about protecting Theodore and Viola. I'm sure about not spending the rest of my life running from that woman. And I'm sure that the only way out is through. She stands. Let's go face the cameras. The drive back to Harlem takes 30 minutes. The media presence has tripled. News vans line both sides of the street. Reporters cluster on the sidewalk, drinking coffee, checking phones, waiting for something to happen. They're about to get more than they bargained for. Denise meets them at the back entrance. Twins are fine, sleeping. Malcolm's watching them. She looks at Shanice. You sure about this? No, but I'm doing it anyway. Shanice walks to the front door. Her hand rests on the knob. She looks back at Grayson. Whatever happens out there, whatever she does next, I need you to know something. What? That kiss last night, on your cheek. Her voice softens. It wasn't just about stopping the punishment. It was about remembering why I fell in love with you in the first place. Before he can respond, she opens the door. Camera flashes explode. Reporters surge forward. Questions fly like bullets. But Shanice doesn't answer any of them. She simply descends the brownstone steps, her head held high, her eyes scanning the chaos until they land on something that makes everyone else fall silent. A black town car has pulled up at the curb. The door opens. Eugenia Mercer steps out, dressed in cream silk and pearls, her silver hair perfect, her smile warm and deadly. Shanice, darling, her voice carries across the sudden hush. I think it's time we had a conversation, woman to woman. The cameras pivot, the microphones swing. Every lens focuses on the two women facing each other on a Harlem sidewalk. This is the moment everything changes. If you're still here, if your heart is pounding the way mine is, then you know what's at stake. Two women, one sidewalk, the truth about to explode. Comment below and tell me who you think wins this confrontation. Because what happens next will determine everything. The Harlem sidewalk becomes a battleground. Shanice stands on the bottom step of the brownstone, her posture straight, her chin lifted. Eugenia stands 10 feet away, flanked by cameras that capture every micro-expression. I have nothing to say to you. Oh, but I think you do. Eugenia's smile never wavers. I think you have quite a lot to say about how you trapped my son with a pregnancy, about how you've been blackmailing this family for years, about how you're using those children as leverage. The reporters scribble furiously. Cameras click and whir. The only person who's ever used leverage in this family is you. Shanice's voice carries clear and strong. Should I tell them about the photographs you fabricated, the affair that never happened, the $200,000 you paid to destroy my marriage? Something flickers behind Eugenia's eyes. The reporters sense blood. They press closer. These are the desperate accusations of a disturbed woman. Eugenia addresses the cameras now, not Shanice. My son is unwell. He needs professional help, and this woman has exploited his vulnerability at every turn. Your son left his wedding because he finally saw the truth. Shanice takes a step forward. He finally understood what you really are. And what am I, dear? The question hangs in the air. Shanice could say it, could accuse her of murder right here, right now, in front of 50 cameras. But she hesitates. Because once those words leave her mouth, there's no taking them back. No legal protection. No filter between accusation and lawsuit. Eugenia sees the hesitation. Her smile widens. That's what I thought. She turns to the cameras. You see, nothing but empty accusations from a woman scorned. I came here today to offer an olive branch, to suggest we handle this privately like civilized people, but clearly. Your husband didn't die of a heart attack. The words come from behind Shanice. Grayson steps through the brownstone door, descends the steps, stands beside the mother of his children. My father was murdered, and you did it. The silence is absolute. 50 cameras, 100 microphones, every eye on the mother and son facing each other across a Harlem sidewalk. Eugenia's composure cracks, just for a second, a flicker of something that might be fear before the mask slides back into place. Grayson, darling, you're not well. These delusions. I have proof. His voice doesn't waver. Financial records showing payments to a pharmaceutical company that specializes in compounds that can induce cardiac arrest. The largest payment was made 3 days before Dad died. Reporters surge forward with questions. Mr. Mercer, are you accusing your mother of murder? Do you have evidence to support these claims? Mrs. Mercer, how do you respond? Eugenia's smile has frozen on her face. Her eyes dart to the cameras, calculating, adjusting, searching for the angle that saves her. My son is clearly in the grip of a psychological episode. These accusations are. The New York Times is running the full story in 2 hours. Grayson cuts her off. Everything, the offshore accounts, the money laundering, the murder, all of it. The blood drains from Eugenia's face. For the first time in Grayson's life, he sees his mother genuinely afraid. You wouldn't dare. I already have. The reporters explode with questions. The cameras flash so fast they create a strobe effect. Social media notifications ping across the crowd as the story begins spreading in real time. Eugenia takes a step back, then another. This isn't over. Her voice is barely audible above the chaos. You have no idea what you've started. I know exactly what I've started. Grayson's voice carries the weight of 3 decades of manipulation finally ending. I've started telling the truth, something our family has never done. Eugenia's town car door opens. She moves toward it. Mrs. Mercer, do you deny the accusations? Will you be cooperating with investigators? Did you kill your husband? She doesn't answer, just slides into the car. The door closes, the tinted window rises. But before the car pulls away, Eugenia's eyes meet Grayson's through the glass. The look she gives him isn't defeated. It's promising revenge. The car disappears around the corner. The reporters swarm Grayson and Shanice, demanding statements, details, evidence. But Shanice's phone is already buzzing. Vivian's name on the screen. She answers. The story just went live, front page of the website. It's everywhere. Shanice looks at Grayson. It's done. He takes her hand. No, it's just beginning. His phone buzzes. Sterling. Gray, you need to see this. Someone else has been feeding Vivian information about your mother for months. Someone inside Mercer Financial. Who? The answer makes his blood run cold. Penelope Ashworth. You just watched a son accuse his mother of murder on live television. You watched an empire start to crumble on a Harlem sidewalk. But the woman he left at the altar has been working against Eugenia for months. Why? What does she know? And whose side is she really on? If you're not subscribed yet, you're about to miss the biggest twist in this entire story. Hit that button now, because Penelope Ashworth is about to change everything. The Manhattan Hotel suite costs more per night than most people earn in a month. Penelope Ashworth sits by the floor-to-ceiling windows, the city sprawling beneath her like a kingdom she'll never inherit. Her blonde hair is pulled back in a severe ponytail. Her designer dress is understated. Her eyes are red-rimmed beneath flawless makeup. She doesn't stand when Grayson and Shanice enter. Close the door. They do. The suite feels like a tomb. Marble floors, crystal fixtures, the kind of luxury that looks beautiful and feels like a prison. Before you say anything, I want you to understand something. Penelope's voice is hoarse. I didn't do this for you, either of you. Then why? Grayson remains standing, Shanice beside him. Because your mother used me like a prop. Penelope's composure cracks. She paraded me around Greenwich like a show pony, convinced me I was joining American royalty. Let me plan a wedding that was really just a performance piece for her social rehabilitation. She stands, crosses to the bar cart, pours vodka with shaking hands. I was supposed to be the perfect Mercer wife. Blonde, polished, controllable. She chose me specifically because I wouldn't ask questions, because my family needed the Mercer connection as much as hers needed our banking legitimacy. She drinks, sets down the glass. But I did ask questions. When I started reviewing the charitable foundation records for the transition, I found things that didn't add up. Donations that never reached their destinations. Money moving through shell companies. Payments to people and organizations that don't officially exist. Shanice's eyes narrow. And you didn't go to the authorities. With what suspicions? Your mother-in-law's lawyers would have buried me before I could finish the sentence. Penelope laughs bitterly. So I did what any good banker's daughter does. I documented everything, quietly, carefully, and I found a journalist who was already looking. Vivian. Her sister died trying to expose the Mercers. She wasn't going to give up just because the official channels failed. Penelope turns to face them fully. I've been feeding her information for 8 months, building a case piece by piece. She reaches into her bag, pulls out a folder thick with documents. Recordings of your mother discussing payoffs with board members. Emails about handling problems that got in her way. Financial trails that connect to your father's death. She slides the folder across the polished table. I was going to wait, build an airtight case, but then you ran from that altar and suddenly everything accelerated. Grayson stares at the folder, at the woman who should hate him more than anyone. Why help us? I humiliated you in front of 300 people. You did. Penelope meets his eyes without flinching. And I hated you for it, fantasized about destroying you, making you suffer the way I suffered. She pauses. But then I watched your mother's press conference, watched her spin lies about Shanice, about the twins, about everything, and I realized something. What? That you weren't the villain of my story. You were just another victim of hers. Penelope's voice drops. She would have turned me into the same thing eventually. A puppet, a decoration, a woman who looked the other way while her husband's family committed crimes. She turns to Shanice. I don't expect forgiveness or friendship or anything really, but I want you to know that I understand now what she did to you, what she would have done to me. Shanice studies the woman who was supposed to replace her, who walked down the same aisle toward the same man in a dress that cost more than Shanice's entire wardrobe. You loved him. I thought I did. Penelope's smile is sad. But love doesn't feel like performing for an audience, doesn't feel like checking boxes on someone else's list. She looks at Grayson. The way you looked at her photograph when you thought no one was watching, that's what love looks like. I just didn't recognize it because I'd never seen it directed at me. The suite falls silent. Grayson picks up the folder, opens it, scans the contents. Evidence, recordings, emails, financial trails. Enough to bury Eugenia forever. This is everything we needed. Almost everything. Penelope's voice shifts. There's one more thing, something I found just last night. She pulls out her phone, scrolls to a message. Your mother has been tracking someone for years, paying investigators, monitoring movements, keeping files. Who? Penelope turns the phone toward them. On the screen, a photograph of a woman in her mid-30s, mixed race, familiar features, Theodore Mercer's eyes, Theodore Mercer's jaw. Her name is Celeste, and according to these records, she's your father's daughter from before he married your mother. Grayson's world tilts. I have a sister. You have a sister that your mother paid to disappear 30 years ago. Penelope's voice is grim. And based on these files, Celeste recently made contact with your father, 6 months before he died. The pieces click into place with sickening clarity. Theodore discovered his daughter, planned to acknowledge her publicly, threatened to expose Eugenia's crimes. And then he died. She killed him to keep the secret. Grayson's voice sounds hollow in his own ears. To keep Celeste hidden, to protect the inheritance. To protect her control. Penelope slides another document across the table. This is Celeste's current address. She's been living in Connecticut all along, 30 miles from Greenwich. Grayson stares at the paper. a sister he never knew existed, a father murdered for trying to do the right thing, a mother who has been lying since before he was born. I need to find her. Shanice's hand closes around his. We need to find her, together. Penelope stands. Then go, I've given you everything I have. She moves toward the door. But Grayson, be careful, your mother knows about Celeste, has always known. If she realizes you're looking, she might decide to tie up loose ends. The door opens. One more thing. Penelope pauses at the threshold. That woman beside you, the one you threw away for manufactured lies. She looks at Shanice. Don't make that mistake twice. Some people spend their whole lives looking for what you had, what you might still have if you're not too proud to fight for it. She's gone before either of them can respond. Grayson looks at the address in his hand. At Shanice beside him. At the door Penelope just walked through. I have a sister. You have a lot of things you didn't know about. Shanice squeezes his hand. Come on, let's go meet her. The woman you were supposed to marry just handed you the keys to everything. Evidence, secrets, the existence of a sister you never knew. Eugenia's web of lies is unraveling faster than she can spin new ones. But she's still out there, still dangerous, still capable of anything. If you had a secret sibling who could change everything, would you want to know, even if knowing put them in danger? Comment below, because the next chapter is about to introduce someone who's been waiting 30 years for this moment. The cemetery spreads across a Connecticut hillside under a gray October sky. Grayson walks between headstones, leaves crunching beneath his feet. The air smells like rain and dying things. Behind him, Shanice waits by the car, giving him space for what comes next. His father's grave rises ahead, a towering marble angel with wings spread wide. The inscription reads, Theodore Alexander Mercer, beloved father and husband, rest in eternal peace. Beloved father. The words feel like a cruel joke now. A woman stands before the headstone, mid-30s, mixed race, natural hair twisted into braids that fall past her shoulders. She wears a simple coat and boots that have seen better days. She has Theodore's eyes. She has Theodore's jaw. She turns as he approaches. Grayson. Celeste. They stand on opposite sides of their father's grave, two strangers who share blood, two children of a man who was murdered for trying to bring them together. I wasn't sure you'd come. Her voice is soft, guarded. When I sent that message, I thought maybe you'd ignore it, or think it was a trap. I almost did, both. So why didn't you? Grayson looks at the angel, at the grave, at the sister he never knew existed. Because I needed to understand who he really was, what she really did, all of it. Celeste nods slowly. I can tell you everything, but you might not like what you hear. I already don't like most of what I've learned this week. More truth won't make it worse. She almost smiles, almost. Our father didn't know I existed until 8 months before he died. My mother, she took the money your mother offered. $100,000 to disappear when I was 2 years old. She moved us to California, changed our names, raised me to believe my father was some deadbeat who abandoned us. When did you find out the truth? When my mother was dying, 4 years ago. Celeste's voice thickens. Cancer, stage 4 by the time they caught it. She had nothing left to lose, so she finally told me everything. Who my father really was, what your mother did, the money she took to keep me away from him. She pulls something from her coat pocket, a folded letter, worn from being read 1,000 times. I found him, tracked him down through public records, wrote him a letter explaining who I was. She hands the paper to Grayson. This was his response. Grayson unfolds the letter with trembling hands. His father's handwriting. The same handwriting from birthday cards and graduation notes, and all the small moments that build a life. My dearest Celeste, I cannot express the joy and grief that war within my heart as I write this. Joy that you exist, that you found me, that I might finally know my daughter, and grief for all the years your mother and I allowed fear to steal from us. I have made many mistakes in my life, many compromises, many moral failures I cannot undo, but keeping you a secret will not be one of them. I am making arrangements to acknowledge you publicly, to include you in my will, to give you the family you deserve. Your mother warned me that Eugenia would not accept this, that there would be consequences, but I am tired of living a lie, tired of pretending that wealth excuses silence, tired of being the kind of man who lets fear make his decisions. Whatever happens next, know that I loved you from the moment I learned you existed, and I will spend whatever time I have left trying to make up for the years we lost. Your father, Theodore. Grayson's hands shake. The date on the letter is 3 weeks before his father's heart attack. He was going to tell the world about you. He was going to burn it all down. Celeste's voice hardens. The lies, the secrets, everything your mother built on top of my erasure. He said he had evidence of things she'd done, financial crimes, cover-ups. He said he was going to expose everything. And then he died. And then he was killed. Celeste's eyes meet his. I know you want to believe it was natural, that our father just happened to have a heart attack 3 weeks after threatening to destroy your mother's entire world. But you're smarter than that. You know the truth. Grayson looks at the grave, at the angel standing guard over a man who tried to do the right thing, at the sister who has been waiting 30 years for someone to finally listen. I know, his voice breaks. I know she killed him, I just don't know how to live with it. Celeste steps around the grave, stands beside him. You live with it by making sure she doesn't get away with it, by being the son he wished he could have raised, by protecting the people she wants to destroy. She looks toward the car where Shanice waits. That woman, the one with the twins, she matters to you. More than anything. Then fight for her, fight for them. Fight for everything our father wanted but didn't live long enough to build. Celeste's hand closes around his arm. I spent 30 years being erased, being a secret, being the daughter who wasn't supposed to exist. Don't let her do that to your children. Grayson turns to face his sister fully. Come with us back to the city. You're not safe out here alone. I've been alone for 30 years. I can handle. She knows where you are. She's always known. Grayson's voice is urgent. Penelope showed me the files, surveillance reports, updated addresses. She's been tracking you this entire time. Celeste's face goes pale. What? Your leverage, insurance, whatever she needed you to be. He takes her hand. But that ends now, your family, my family, and I'm not leaving you here for her to use. For a long moment, Celeste says nothing. Then she nods. Okay, let's go. They walk together toward the car, brother and sister, strangers who share blood and loss and a father who died trying to unite them. Shanice steps out as they approach. Celeste, this is Shanice, the mother of my children. The two women study each other, assessing, calculating, finding common ground. Your mother destroyed my marriage. Shanice's voice is matter of fact. Tried to destroy my life, is currently trying to take my children. She erased my existence, paid my mother to disappear, probably killed our father when he tried to bring me home. Shanice nods slowly. Then we have a lot in common. We have a common enemy. Celeste's jaw sets, and I've been waiting 30 years to do something about it. They climb into the car. 3 people united by the devastation one woman has caused. As they pull away from the cemetery, Grayson's phone buzzes. Sterling's name. The story is everywhere. Federal investigators just announced they're opening an inquiry into Mercer Financial. And Gray. What? Your mother's lawyers just requested an emergency meeting. They want to negotiate. Grayson looks at Shanice, at Celeste, at the 2 women who have every reason to want Eugenia destroyed. Tell them no. We're not negotiating with murderers. He hangs up. The car speeds toward the city. Behind them, Theodore Mercer's grave stands silent under the gray October sky. But somewhere, somehow, it feels like he's watching. And finally, after all these years, he's proud of his son. A secret sister, a murdered father, a mother who has been lying for longer than anyone knew. The truth is finally out. The investigators are circling. The empire is crumbling. But Eugenia Mercer isn't done yet. Women like her never go quietly. What do you think she'll do next? Surrender or burn everything to the ground? Comment your prediction, because the next chapter is where she makes her move. And subscribe now if you haven't already. This story is racing toward a conclusion you won't see coming. The call comes at 3 in the morning. Grayson fumbles for his phone in the darkness of the Harlem brownstone. The screen glows with an international number he doesn't recognize. He answers anyway. "Did you really think you could destroy me?" His mother's voice cuts through the static like a blade, calm, measured, deadly. "Where are you?" "Somewhere you'll never find me, darling. Somewhere with beautiful weather and no extradition treaties." A soft laugh. "You should see the ocean from my balcony. Your father would have loved it." Grayson sits up. His heart pounds against his ribs. "The FBI is looking for you. Interpol has been notified. You can't run forever." "I'm not running, I'm relocating." Ice clinks against glass on the other end of the line. "There's a difference. Running implies fear. I don't fear you, Grayson. I'm disappointed in you. There's a difference there, too. You killed Dad. I protected our family, something you've proven incapable of doing." Her voice sharpens. "Do you know what happens to empires built by weak men? They crumble. They get picked apart by vultures and opportunists and women from Newark who see a payday." Shanice isn't. Shanice is irrelevant. She always was. Eugenia cuts him off. "What matters is what you've done to our name, our legacy. 3 generations of building something magnificent, and you've handed it to federal investigators because you couldn't control your emotions." Grayson stands, moves to the window. The Harlem street below is quiet, sleeping, unaware of the conversation happening above. "I handed them the truth, something our family has never been good at." "The truth," Eugenia laughs again. "The truth is whatever people with power decide it is. I thought I taught you that." "You taught me a lot of things. Most of them were lies." Silence on the line. When Eugenia speaks again, her voice has dropped, become something colder, something that sounds less like his mother and more like the stranger she's always been. "I'm calling to give you one last chance. Walk away. Take your nurse and your bobbies and disappear somewhere quiet. Let the investigators find whatever scraps I've left behind. Build your little ethical investment firm and pretend you're better than me. And if I don't, then I stop being generous." The ice in her glass clinks again. "I still have friends, Grayson, powerful friends, people who owe me favors that transcend borders, people who can make problems disappear." Is that a threat? It's a statement of fact, the same kind of statement your father received before he decided to ignore my warnings. The words hit like a fist to the stomach. "You're threatening to kill me." "I'm reminding you that actions have consequences, that empires don't fall without casualties, that blood is thicker than water, but money is thicker than blood." Grayson grips the phone so hard his knuckles ache. "I'm not afraid of you." "You should be. You really, really should be." Eugenia pauses. "But since you seem determined to learn the hard way, let me give you a preview of what's coming." The line goes silent for a moment. Then his mother's voice returns, dripping with something that sounds almost like satisfaction. "Check your bank accounts in the morning, darling. Check your brokerage statements. Check every asset you thought was safe." His blood chills. "What did you do?" "I did what I always do. I protected myself." Another soft laugh. Did you really think I'd flee the country without insurance, without leverage, without making sure that if I went down, everyone I loved would come with me? Mother, good night, Grayson. Enjoy your victory. It won't last long. The line goes dead. Grayson stands frozen at the window, phone pressed against his ear, listening to nothing. Behind him, a floorboard creaks. Shanna stands in the doorway, Viola cradled against her chest. Her eyes are wide with worry. Who was that? My mother. His voice sounds distant, hollow. She's out of the country, somewhere without extradition. So she got away. She got away. He turns to face her, but that's not the worst part. What's the worst part? Before he can answer, his phone buzzes again. Sterling's name this time. He answers. Gray, we have a problem, a massive problem. What kind of problem? Your accounts have been frozen, all of them, personal, business, everything. And there's a federal hold on your brokerage assets pending investigation. Investigation into what? Sterling's voice drops. Embezzlement. Someone filed a complaint with the SEC claiming you've been siphoning money from Mercer Financial into personal accounts for the past 5 years. They've got documents, transaction records, a paper trail that looks damning as hell. The room spins. That's impossible. I know you didn't, but the documents look real, Gray. Whoever created them knew exactly what they were doing, knew where the vulnerabilities were, knew how to make it look legitimate. Grayson closes his eyes. His mother's voice echoes in his memory. Did you really think I'd flee without insurance? She set me up years ago. She must have been building this case for years, just in case she ever needed it. What do we do? I don't know. Grayson opens his eyes, looks at Shanice, at Viola sleeping peacefully against her mother's chest. But I know we don't stop fighting, not now, not when we're this close. He hangs up. Shanice crosses the room, takes his hand. How bad? Bad, everything I have is frozen. The feds think I'm the criminal now. He laughs bitterly. She turned the entire investigation around, made me the target instead of her. So we have nothing. We have each other. He squeezes her hand. We have the truth. We have Sterling and Vivian and Celeste. We have people who know what really happened. People don't pay rent. People don't buy formula. Shanice's voice carries an edge of fear. Grayson, I've been broke before. I know what it feels like, but I've never been broke with 2 newborns and a target on my back. I know. He pulls her close, careful not to wake Viola. I know this isn't what I promised. I promised I'd protect you, protect them, and instead I've made everything worse. You didn't make anything worse. She did. Shanice looks up at him. Your mother is the villain here, not you, not me, her. But she's winning. She survived. There's a difference. Shanice's jaw sets. Winning means we give up. Winning means we let her scare us into silence. Winning means those Bobbies grow up never knowing their father because he ran instead of fought. She steps back, meets his eyes. I didn't survive 3 years of her lies just to quit now, and neither did you. Grayson looks at this woman. This incredible, fierce, unbreakable woman who has every reason to walk away and instead keeps choosing to stay. What do? We fight smarter. We find lawyers who aren't afraid of her. We prove the embezzlement charges are fake. Her voice steadies. And we make sure the whole world sees who she really is. Not just the murder, not just the money laundering, all of it. Every lie, every manipulation, every person she's destroyed. That could take years. Then it takes years. Shanice's hand finds his cheek. I've already waited 3 years for you to become the man I knew you could be. I can wait a little longer for justice. He turns his face into her palm, kisses her hand. I don't deserve you. Probably not. A small smile crosses her face. But you've got me anyway, so don't waste it. His phone buzzes again. This time it's Celeste. Grayson, we have a problem. I know the accounts, the embezzlement charges. No, Celeste's voice is tight with fear. A different problem, someone's been following me. Black SUV, no plates. It's been circling my hotel for the past hour. His blood freezes. Get out of there. Now come to the brownstone. I can't, they're blocking the exit. Her breath comes faster. Grayson, I think she sent people. I think she's trying to. The line cuts out. Celeste. Nothing but static. Grayson looks at Shanice. She has Celeste. Your mother just framed you for embezzlement, emptied your accounts, and now she's taken your sister hostage. The woman who was supposed to love you more than anyone has become the monster you have to destroy. How far would you go to save your family? Would you break laws, risk everything, walk into a trap knowing you might not walk out? Comment below and tell me what you'd do, because Grayson is about to make a choice that changes everything. The warehouse sits at the edge of Newark, surrounded by chain-link fences and broken streetlights. Grayson's borrowed car rolls to a stop at the entrance. He killed the headlights a block ago. His phone shows a single text message, received 20 minutes after Celeste's call cut out. Come alone, no police, or the sister dies like the father. No signature, no return number. Just an address and a threat. Sterling begged him not to come. Shanna screamed at him not to come. Malcolm tried to physically block the door. But Celeste is his sister, his blood, the only family he has left that isn't trying to destroy him. He's not leaving her to die. The warehouse door hangs open, rust and decay, the smell of old machinery and older secrets. Grayson steps inside. The space stretches wide and empty, interrupted by support columns and abandoned equipment. Emergency lights cast weak pools of yellow across the concrete floor. And there, in the center of the space, Celeste sits tied to a metal chair. Her face is bruised, her lip is split, her eyes are wild with fear. But she's alive. Grayson, don't. Quiet, a man steps from the shadows, tall, broad, face hidden beneath a ski mask. You were told to come alone. I am alone. We'll see. The man gestures and two more figures emerge from the darkness. Search him. Hands pat Grayson down, remove his phone, his keys, the small recorder Sterling insisted he carry. Clean, one of the men tosses the items aside. Good, the first man steps closer to Celeste, pulls a knife from his belt. Now we wait. Wait for what? For me, darling. The voice comes from above. Grayson looks up. A metal catwalk runs along the upper level of the warehouse. Standing there, silhouetted against the emergency lights, is Eugenia Mercer. She's dressed for travel, dark clothes, sensible shoes, not a pearl or piece of silk in sight. She descends a metal staircase, each footstep echoing through the empty space. I must admit I'm impressed. She reaches the floor, walks toward him with the casual confidence of a woman who has never lost a negotiation. I gave you every opportunity to back down, to accept defeat gracefully, to preserve what little you had left. You kidnapped my sister. I retrieved an asset that was about to become a liability. Eugenia stops a few feet away. Celeste knows things, has documents, has become a loose thread that needed tying. So you're going to kill her, like you killed Dad. Your father killed himself. Eugenia's voice goes cold. He made a choice to destroy everything I'd built, everything I'd sacrificed for. He forced my hand. You poisoned him. I solved a problem. Her eyes meet his without a trace of remorse. That's what leaders do, Grayson. We make difficult decisions that weaker people can't stomach. Your father was weak. Celeste is weak. That woman you've attached yourself to is weak. She steps closer. But you could have been strong, could have been everything I raised you to be. Instead, you chose sentiment over survival. I chose the truth over lies. You chose poverty over power. Eugenia laughs softly. Your accounts are frozen. Your reputation is destroyed. Your assets are evidence in a federal investigation. What exactly have you won? My soul. Grayson's voice doesn't waver. Something you sold a long time ago. For a moment, something flickers in Eugenia's eyes. Something that might almost be regret. Then it's gone. We're past the point of redemption, darling, both of us. She turns to the man with the knife. Kill the girl, make it clean. We need to be on the plane in 2 hours. No, Grayson lunges forward. 2 men grab him, force him to his knees. This is the part where you beg. Eugenia watches him struggle. This is the part where you promise to do anything, say anything, be anything if I just spare her life. Please, the word tears from his throat. Please, she's innocent. She never did anything to you. She existed, that was enough. Eugenia nods to the man with the knife. Do it. The blade rises toward Celeste's throat. Grayson screams. And then the warehouse explodes with light and sound. Flashlights shouting, the thunder of boots on concrete. FBI, nobody move. The man with the knife freezes. The men holding Grayson release him, reaching for weapons they'll never fire. Agents swarm from every entrance, guns drawn, voices commanding surrender. And walking through the chaos, calm as Sunday morning, is Sterling. He stops beside Grayson, helps him to his feet. You didn't think I'd actually let you come alone. The text said no police. It didn't say anything about federal agents with a warrant. Sterling grins. I've been coordinating with Vivian's contacts at the Bureau for 2 days. We knew your mother would make a move. We just needed her to show herself. Across the warehouse, agents surround Eugenia. She stands perfectly still. Her face is a mask of controlled fury. This changes nothing. Her voice carries above the chaos. My lawyers will have me out in hours. You have nothing that will hold up in court. We have kidnapping. An agent steps forward. We have conspiracy to commit murder, and thanks to the recording device in your son's shoe, we have your confession to killing Theodore Mercer. Eugenia's eyes snap to Grayson. He looks down at his feet, at the shoes Sterling gave him before he left the brownstone. You were wearing a wire this whole time. Not exactly. Sterling pulls out his phone, shows the app that's been recording for the past hour. More like a very expensive pair of dress shoes with a very small transmitter. Your son's entire conversation is already uploaded to 3 separate cloud servers and forwarded to the Times. Eugenia's composure cracks. For the first time in Grayson's life, he sees real fear on his mother's face. You can't do this, I'm your mother. You were never my mother, Grayson's voice breaks. Mothers protect their children. Mothers sacrifice for their families. You only ever protected yourself. Agents move toward her with handcuffs. Eugenia Mercer, you're under arrest for kidnapping, conspiracy to commit murder, and the murder of Theodore Alexander Mercer. You have the right to remain silent. The words fade into background noise as they lead her away. Grayson crosses to Celeste, cuts her bonds with a knife borrowed from an agent. Are you okay? I will be. She rubs her wrists, looks toward the door where their mother is being escorted out. Is it really over? The hard part is, Grayson helps her to her feet. Now comes the part where we rebuild. Celeste leans against him, brother and sister finally united. I never thought I'd meet you. Her voice is thick with emotion. Never thought I'd have a family again. You've always had one. Grayson wraps an arm around her shoulder. You just didn't know we were looking for you. Outside, the night air is cold and clean. Shanna stands by a waiting car, Malcolm beside her, the twins secured in their car seats. She runs to Grayson the moment she sees him. Their bodies collide. Her arms wrap around him. His face buries in her hair. Don't ever do that again. Her voice is muffled against his chest. Don't ever walk into danger without me. I won't, he holds her tighter, I promise. Behind them, the warehouse stands silent. Inside, Eugenia Mercer's empire has finally crumbled. And somewhere above, watching through clouds or stars or whatever lies beyond, Theodore Mercer is finally at peace. She's in handcuffs. The woman who killed her husband, framed her son, and tried to murder her stepdaughter is finally going to face justice. But we both know that money and power don't stay locked up for long. Is it really over? Or is this just the beginning of a different kind of war? Tell me in the comments what you think happens next, because this story still has more twists coming. 6 weeks crawl by like months. The brownstone in Harlem has become home in ways Grayson never expected. The walls that once felt like a hiding place now feel like sanctuary. The creaky floors and narrow hallways have memorized the rhythm of his footsteps, the sound of baby cries at 3 in the morning, the quiet conversations that happen after the twins finally fall asleep. Theodore and Viola are 3 months old now. They've started smiling, real smiles, not just gas. Grayson lives for those smiles. The world outside the brownstone has changed too. Mercer Financial no longer exists. Federal investigators dismantled it piece by piece, redistributing assets to defrauded investors, freezing accounts connected to money laundering, unraveling 50 years of carefully constructed lies. Grayson's name was cleared of embezzlement charges within 2 weeks. The documents his mother fabricated fell apart under forensic analysis. Sterling's testimony, combined with the evidence trail Vivian published, made it impossible to maintain the fiction. He's not rich anymore. The Mercer fortune, what wasn't frozen or seized, went to legal fees and settlements. The Greenwich estate sold at auction. The art collection scattered to museums and private buyers. The legacy his grandmother built and his mother corrupted has been wiped from the earth. All he has left is a small investment firm, operating out of a rented office in Newark. Sterling runs it with him. Ethical practices only, transparent reporting. The kind of company Theodore Mercer probably dreamed of before his wife turned him into a compromise. It barely makes enough to cover salaries. Grayson has never been happier. The coffee shop near the office has become his morning ritual. Same table by the window, same order, same view of Newark waking up to another ordinary day. This morning, Shanna sits across from him. The twins are with Denise, who has officially become the world's most overqualified babysitter. She claims she's just helping out until they get on their feet. Everyone knows she's adopted this strange, broken family as her own. You're starring, Shanna sips her tea. You always stare when you're thinking too hard. I'm thinking about how different everything is, how different I am. Different good or different scary? Both. He reaches across the table, takes her hand. 6 weeks ago, I was standing at an altar about to marry the wrong woman. Now I'm sitting in a Newark coffee shop with the right one. Who said I'm the right one? I did just now. She tries to hide her smile behind her cup, fails completely. We haven't talked about what happens next. Her voice shifts to something more serious. With us, I mean, we've been so focused on surviving that we never figured out what we're building. What do you want to build? I don't know. She sets down her cup, meets his eyes. I know I'm not ready to get married again. Not yet. The first time almost destroyed me. I understand. But I also know I don't want to lose you again. Her fingers tighten around his. These past weeks, watching you fight for the twins, for Celeste, for the truth, watching you become the man I always knew you could be. She pauses. I fell in love with you again, somewhere between the hospital and the warehouse and all the chaos in between. I fell in love with you, and I didn't even realize it was happening until it was already done. Grayson's heart stops. Shanice, let me finish. She takes a breath. I'm not saying yes to anything, Not yet. I'm saying I want to find out. I want to wake up next to you and figure out if this feeling lasts. I want to raise our children together and see if we can do it without destroying each other. Her eyes glisten. I want to try, that's what I'm saying. I want to try. He brings her hand to his lips, kisses her knuckles. Then we try. No pressure, no expectations. Just two people who made a lot of mistakes learning how to do better. She laughs softly, wipes her eyes with her free hand. When did you get so wise? Somewhere between losing everything and finding out what actually matters. They sit in comfortable silence for a moment. The coffee shop hums around them. Outside, Newark continues its ordinary morning. Grayson's phone buzzes. He considers ignoring it. This moment is too perfect to interrupt. But habit wins. He glances at the screen. A news alert. His stomach drops. What is it? Shanice reads his expression. He turns the phone toward her. The headline screams across the screen. EUGENIA Mercer spotted in Monaco. Luxury exile 4 accused murderer. The photograph shows his mother at an outdoor restaurant, Mediterranean waters sparkling behind her. She wears white linen and diamonds. A silver-haired man sits across from her, his face partially obscured. She looks tan, relaxed, like a woman enjoying retirement rather than fleeing justice. How is that possible? Shanice's voice tightens. She was arrested, she confessed. Bail, the word tastes like ash. Her lawyers got her bail while awaiting trial. She surrendered her passport, but apparently that didn't mean anything. So she just walked away, after everything. She got on a private plane 2 days after posting bail. By the time anyone realized she was gone, she was already in international waters. Grayson stares at the photograph. Monaco doesn't have an extradition treaty with the U.S. She knew exactly what she was doing. Shanice takes the phone from his hands, sets it face down on the table. Don't what? Don't let her steal this moment. Shanice's voice is fierce. Don't let her take one more thing from you, from us. She got away with murder, with everything. She lost everything that matters. Shanice leans forward. Look at that photograph. Really look at it. She's sitting in paradise with a stranger, surrounded by luxury, and she's completely alone. That's not justice. Maybe not the courtroom kind. Shanice takes his hands in hers. But think about what she wanted, what she killed for, what she spent her whole life building. She waits until he meets her eyes. She wanted an empire. She got exile. She wanted control of her family. Her family destroyed her. She wanted her son to worship her. Her son exposed her to the world. Shanice squeezes his hands. She's in Monaco because she can't be anywhere else. She's eating alone because everyone who ever mattered to her is gone. She's spending her fortune because it's all she has left. Her voice softens. That woman in the photograph isn't winning, Grayson. She's surviving. And surviving is all she'll ever do for the rest of her life. While you're here, building something real with people who actually love you. Grayson looks at the phone lying face down on the table. Then at Shanice across from him. Then out the window at Newark waking up. His mother is in Monaco with her blood money and her loneliness. He's in a coffee shop with the mother of his children, and a second chance he doesn't deserve. You're right, he exhales slowly. She doesn't get to take anything else. Shanice smiles, the real smile, the one that made him fall in love with her 4 years ago. Now finish your coffee. Denise has a massage appointment at noon, and those twins aren't going to change themselves. He laughs. A real laugh. The kind he thought he'd forgotten how to make. She escaped to Monaco. She's drinking champagne in paradise while her victims are still healing. Is that fair? Is that justice? No, it's not. And anyone who's ever watched someone with money escape consequences knows exactly how this feels. But maybe there's a different kind of justice. The kind that happens when good people build good lives while bad people rot in their golden cages. What do you think? Comment below, and stay with me because this story isn't over yet. Spring arrives in Harlem like a promise finally being kept. Cherry blossoms line the street outside the brownstone. The twins have graduated from carriers to a double stroller that Grayson still hasn't quite mastered. Every walk becomes an adventure in navigation and patience. He doesn't mind. Theodore has started grabbing at things. Viola has discovered her toes. Every day brings some new miracle that makes Grayson forget, for a few hours at least, that his mother is still free. Celeste has moved into the apartment above a bakery 3 blocks away, close enough for Sunday dinners, far enough for independence. She started working with Vivian on a book, The True Story of the Mercer Family. Everything Eugenia tried to hide, everything Theodore tried to expose, everything that finally came to light. The advance wasn't huge, but it was enough to help Celeste start over. She and Shanice have become unlikely friends. They run together 3 mornings a week, both of them working through trauma and the steady rhythm of feet on pavement. They're plotting against us. Sterling appears beside Grayson on the brownstone stoop, coffee in hand. Those two, they have that look. What look? The look women get when they've figured something out that we haven't yet. Sterling sips his coffee. Dangerous look. Grayson laughs. Across the street, Shanice and Celeste return from their run. Both sweaty, both glowing, both carrying secrets in their matching grins. Something's going on. Sterling's eyes narrow. I'm telling you. Relax, not everything is a conspiracy. Coming from the guy whose mother ran an actual conspiracy, that's rich. Shanice jogs up the brownstone steps, kisses Grayson's cheek. Her skin is warm and damp against his. Good run. The best. She exchanges a look with Celeste that confirms every one of Sterling's suspicions. What are you two doing today? Office until noon. Then I thought we'd take the twins to the park. Perfect. Another mysterious look. Celeste and I have some errands. We'll meet you there around 2. What kind of errands? The kind that are none of your business. She kisses him again. See you at the park. She and Celeste disappear into the brownstone, their laughter echoing behind them. Sterling shakes his head. Told you, plotting. The park on 135th Street fills with families as the afternoon warms. Grayson sits on a bench near the playground, the double stroller beside him, both twins sleeping after a particularly exhausting round of being admired by strangers. He still hasn't gotten used to it, the way people stop to look at the twins, the questions about their names, their ages, whether they're identical, the assumption that he's just the babysitter, followed by the surprise when he explains he's the father. 3 months ago, he was a billionaire CEO about to marry a woman he didn't love. Now he's a broke single dad sitting on a park bench in Harlem, happier than he's ever been. Hey. He looks up. Shanice stands before him, but she's different somehow. She's changed out of her running clothes into a yellow dress that catches the spring light. Her hair is done. Her eyes are bright. She looks beautiful. She always looks beautiful. But right now, she looks like she's carrying something precious. What's going on? Walk with me. She takes his hand. The twins will be fine for a minute. Celeste is right there. He looks over. Celeste has appeared near the stroller, waving him away with a smile. Definitely plotting, but he takes Shanice's hand, lets her lead him toward a quieter part of the park. They stop near a bench overlooking a small pond. Ducks paddle across the surface. Children laugh in the distance. The world feels impossibly peaceful. Shanice sits, pulls him down beside her. I need to tell you something. His heart speeds up. Good something or bad something? I think good. She takes a breath. I've been doing a lot of thinking about us, about what happened, about what I want the future to look like. Okay. And I realized something. I've been so afraid of getting hurt again that I've been holding back, keeping one foot out the door, waiting for you to mess up so I could say I told you so. I wouldn't blame you. But you haven't messed up. She turns to face him fully. You've shown up every day, every night feeding, every diaper change and midnight cry and terrifying moment when we didn't know if we were doing it right. Her eyes glisten. You've been the man I always knew you could be, the man your father wanted you to be, and I've been so busy protecting myself that I almost missed it. Grayson reaches for her face, cups her cheek. What are you saying? I'm saying I'm done being scared. She covers his hand with hers. I'm saying I want this, really want it, not trying, not testing, not waiting for disaster. I want to build a life with you, a real one. Shanice, and I want you to ask me. His breath catches. Ask you what? She smiles, that smile, the one that unravels him every time. You know what? He stares at her, at this incredible woman who has survived everything life threw at her, who raised his children alone, who found the strength to try again after he destroyed her trust. I don't have a ring. I don't have anything to offer except myself. That's all I've ever wanted. Her voice cracks. That's all I wanted 4 years ago, just you, without the money, without the empire, without any of it. Grayson slides off the bench. His knees hit the grass. Shanice Denise Dupree. Tears stream down her face. Will you marry me? Not because of obligation or because of the twins or because it's expected, but because I love you, have always loved you, will spend the rest of my life trying to deserve you. She laughs, cries, both at once. Ask me again. Will you marry me? Ask me again. Shanice, please, will you? She pulls him up, crashes her lips against his. The kiss tastes like tears and sunshine, and a future neither of them dared to believe in. Yes, she breathes the word against his mouth. Yes, 1,000 times yes. He holds her, right there in the middle of the park, families passing by, children playing, life continuing its ordinary miracle all around them. I don't have a ring. I don't need a ring. I'll get you one, when the firm starts making money, something beautiful, something worthy. Grayson, she pulls back, meets his eyes. I don't need diamonds, I don't need platinum, I just need you, showing up, every day, being the man you've been for the past 3 months. She takes his hands. That's the only ring I want, your presence, your promise, your heart. He pulls her close again, holds her like she might disappear. Across the park, Celeste watches with tears in her own eyes. Sterling appears beside her, having clearly been informed of the plan. Did she say yes? Celeste laughs, wipes her face. What do you think? Sterling pulls out his phone, captures a photo of the couple embracing by the pond. I think I owe Denise $20. She bet he'd cry. Is he crying? Can't tell from here, but probably. They watch as Grayson and Shanice finally separate, as they walk hand in hand back toward the bench where their children sleep. As a family that was almost destroyed, becomes something stronger than it ever was before. He proposed without a ring, without money, without anything except his heart. And she said yes. If you've ever believed that love can survive betrayal, that trust can be rebuilt, that people can actually change, then you know why this moment matters. But we're not done yet, because Eugenia is still in Monaco, still watching, still waiting. And happily ever after isn't the end of the story. It's just the beginning of a different one. Comment below and tell me what you think happens next. Does Eugenia stay gone? Or is she planning something from that Mediterranean paradise? Subscribe now because the final chapter is coming. And trust me, you want to see how this ends. 1 year later. The brownstone in Harlem glows with afternoon light. Theodore and Viola take their first steps on the same day, as if they planned it. Grayson captures the moment on video. Shanice cries happy tears. Denise claims she knew they'd be early walkers because their feet were shaped right. No one argues with Denise about feet. The wedding happened in October. Small ceremony. Celeste as maid of honor. Sterling as best man. Malcolm officiating because apparently he got ordained online for a friend's wedding years ago and the certification never expired. They got married in the backyard of a house they can't afford yet but plan to buy someday. The owner, an elderly woman named Mrs. Patterson, let them use the space in exchange for Grayson helping her file her taxes. Shanice wore white, simple dress, no designer labels, flowers from the corner bodega because they were on sale and smelled perfect. Grayson wore the suit he proposed in, the same one he wore running from his other wedding. Seemed fitting, he told Sterling, full circle and all that. The firm turned its first real profit last month. Not enough to buy the brownstone yet, but enough to stop worrying about making rent. Sterling has become a partner in every sense of the word. They've started hearing. Young people from the neighborhood. Kids who remind Grayson of Shanice, hungry and smart and tired of being overlooked. Celeste's book comes out next month. The publisher is already talking about a second printing. Media requests have started trickling in. Vivian wrote the foreword, connecting her sister's unfinished work to Celeste's story of survival. The Mercer name means something different now. Not wealth and power and old money privilege, but survival, truth, the courage to destroy something rotten even when it costs you everything. The morning sun slants through the brownstone windows as Grayson finishes getting dressed. He can hear chaos from the kitchen. Shanice singing off-key while making pancakes. The twins babbling in their high chairs. Denise arguing with someone on the phone about a delivery that was supposed to arrive yesterday. Ordinary sounds, beautiful sounds. His phone sits on the dresser. He checks it every morning, a habit he can't break, scanning headlines for her name, searching for any sign that she might be coming back. Today, there's an alert. His finger hovers over the notification. Then he sets the phone down without opening it. Whatever his mother is doing in Monaco, whatever scheme she's running, whatever revenge she might be plotting, it doesn't matter anymore. He's built a life she can't touch, found happiness she can't steal, become someone she never thought he could be. That's the only victory that matters. He walks downstairs. The kitchen is exactly as chaotic as it sounded. Shanice at the stove, flour on her cheek. Theodore flinging Cheerios at his sister. Viola laughing at her brother's terrible aim. Denise still arguing on the phone while simultaneously wiping down the counter. "You're late," Shanice glances over her shoulder. "Pancakes are almost ready." Got distracted. By what? He crosses the kitchen, wraps his arms around her from behind, kisses the spot where her neck meets her shoulder. By being grateful. She leans back into him. That's the correct answer. I'm a fast learner. You're a slow learner who finally caught up. She turns in his arms, kisses him properly. Now sit down, breakfast is ready. They eat together, all of them. Denise stays because she always stays now. Sunday breakfast has become a family tradition. Celeste arrives halfway through, coffee in hand, complaining about her editor's latest round of notes. She wants more detail about Mother's childhood, says it humanizes the villain. Does it? It explains her. I'm not sure it humanizes anything. Celeste steals a pancake from Grayson's plate, but I'm trying. The conversation flows, easy, natural, the kind of family rhythm that takes years to build but feels effortless once it exists. After breakfast, Grayson takes the twins to the park while Shanice and Celeste review manuscript pages. He's learned to work the double stroller without crashing, mostly. The park is busy, families everywhere. Kids on swings and slides and that spinning thing that makes adults nauseous just watching. He finds their usual bench, settles the twins, watches them watch the world with wide, curious eyes. His phone buzzes. He almost ignores it. But something makes him check. A text from an unknown international number. His blood chills. He opens the message. A photograph fills the screen. It shows the park he's sitting in. Right now, this moment, the bench, the stroller, his children. Taken from somewhere nearby. Beneath the photograph, a single line of text. They look just like their father. Grayson's head snaps up. He scans the park, the families, the dog walkers, the joggers. Nothing unusual, no one watching. But she's here, or her people are, somewhere close enough to photograph his children without him knowing. His hands shake as he types a response. What do you want? The answer comes immediately. To remind you that I'm still watching, always watching. Enjoy your happiness, darling, you've earned it. A pause. Then, for now. The message disappears. The number shows as invalid when he tries to call back. Grayson sits on the bench, heart pounding, watching his children sleep peacefully in their stroller. She's still out there. Still watching. Still waiting. But she's not winning. Because winning would mean he's afraid. Winning would mean he changes his life because of her threats. Winning would mean she still has power over him. And she doesn't. He picks up his phone again, deletes the text, blocks the number. Then he stands, takes the handles of the stroller, pushes his children toward home. Toward Shanice and Celeste and Denise and Sterling. Toward the life he's built from the ashes of the one she destroyed. Toward a future she tried to steal and couldn't. She's in Monaco with her money and her loneliness. He's in Harlem with his family and his happiness. There's no contest, there never was. The brownstone door opens as he approaches. Shanice stands in the entrance, sunlight framing her like a painting. Everything okay? He looks at her, at the woman who saved him by refusing to let him save her, at the mother of his children, at his wife. Everything's perfect. She smiles, that smile, the one that makes everything else fade. Then come inside. Celeste made cookies. They're terrible, but we're pretending they're good. He laughs, pushes the stroller up the steps. The door closes behind him. And somewhere far away, in a Mediterranean paradise that feels more like a prison every day, Eugenia Mercer stares at a photograph of the son who escaped her. She sits alone at her table. The ocean stretches endless before her. The sunset turns the water gold. And she realizes, perhaps for the first time, that she lost the only war that ever mattered. Not the empire, not the money, not the power. The love. She lost the love. And that's the one thing she can never buy back. She's still out there, still watching, still dangerous. But they're stronger now. They have each other. They have a family that can't be broken by money or manipulation or any weapon she might wield. Is this the end? Maybe not. Maybe Eugenia will try again someday. Maybe there's another battle waiting in the shadows. But for now, in this moment, love won. And that's the only ending that matters. If this story moved you, if it made you feel something real, then you know what to do. Subscribe, share, leave a comment telling me what part hit you the hardest. And remember, the most powerful love stories aren't about perfect people. They're about broken people who choose each other anyway. Thank you for taking this journey with me. Until next time.